What a gentleman. Let me go first. But I would say like physical relationship boundaries.
Yeah.
We can start off like in dating because I know there's certain things or it becomes a little bit different when it's a marriage.
Yeah.
So let's talk about dating first, and then we can kind of move up.
Yeah.
But dating, um, there should be boundaries
Okay.
in a sense of what, where are you both on? Like, what page are you both on?
Okay.
So I know there are certain people that say no intimacy before marriage. Um, and then there's some people who say, oh, well, we can just kiss, but we won't get there. But
I'm liking this topic. All right.
but one thing that I believe or that I think, we're not relationship experts, so I'm just giving ideas out there. Kissing can always kissing and touching leads to something else.
Yes.
So, is it that you decide that you do not want to be intimate at all, no touching, no nothing while you're dating? One thing that comes, and the reason why I say there should be some type of boundaries is because both of you guys are not on the same page.
Okay.
At that instance, because sometimes there's, it's a relationship, but let's say, women, for example, or they say giving the cookie out. They say.
Okay.
He said okay. But yes, and then if the man is getting that all the time for free, then he's probably not going to make any steps forward for you guys to be in a relationship, as in a marriage.
I agree.
Yeah. So I think that's where there should be boundaries, because if women or men, if you're getting something all the time and you don't have to put any title or any boundaries onto it, you're going to continue doing the same thing because you know it's going to bring you the same results.
Right.
So I'm going to open up with that because I see you me over here just like smirking and smiling because I know he probably has a lot to say. But I'm going to start
before
off with that.
before you get started, I'll kind of say something off of what
Yeah.
you said. The world is diverse. People have different orientations. People have different beliefs.
Yes.
But there is one thing that I found to be true. When I was growing up, my mom would always tell me, as a lady, to protect what you have.
Yes.
Because if you, and I think it's just like I said, it's just a general knowledge that when you give what you have, like you have a treasure, you have a treasure, and you give it to somebody let's say there's this, well, if you give your pearl to dogs, what are they going to do with it? They're going to trample upon it, put it in dirt.
Chew it up.
Chew it up. Thank you. And at the end of the day, your value is not going to be, your value will not be valuing. At the end your value is not going to be valuing at the end of the day. So I strongly believe, I know there are so many things about 90-day rule, 50-day rule, whatever rule you want to go with. I just believe that it is better, you see, it is better. The way my mom would say it is that what is kept hidden or what is preserved is what has value at the end of the day. If you're just throwing it out there to every Tom, Dick, and Harry, at the end of the day, whatever you're carrying is going to be valueless. That's just my opinion. Before they come back to me, I just wanted to throw that out there.
All right.
Yeah,
This topic is going to be it's going to be heated up at some point because
it's already starting up like the fire is like getting lit. You can see the lighter like.
okay. Going back to the definitions of boundaries. Boundaries are setting the rules, right? Setting the lines, setting limitations to some things. That's that's what boundaries are. But I take my cue from just listening to both of you. And I know that you guys are speaking from the feminine perspective, and I respect that.
As we should.
Yes.
Women.
Yes.
Exactly.
So we'll let you talk about.
Okay.
She, her.
All right. And I just wanted to quickly say this. Yes, boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. This is good. But how do I
I'm anticipating.
get?
I know. I'm looking at him like,
How do I know
what you're gonna get into?
what I'm going to get into?
Here we go. I have to scratch my head.
They have come again.
Because no, ladies, I mean, you know, I wouldn't, I love when I go to the Muller's kiosk to go buy suya.
And then you taste.
I love to see, and those suyas have different flavors, especially when it comes with different spices. So I mean, for those who don't understand what suya is just a meat, a grilled meat. I mean, you know, smoked meat that has a lot of, you know, sweetness. And so when you go there in the local market, you kind of, I mean, you don't even need to tell him. He cuts it for you. The malam or the man selling the meat will just cut it and give you one piece. And tells you, oh, this pepper is this pepper is this pepper is this. So, and you try to taste. Sometimes I can be that nice to taste only 2 of the pepper, of the spice. Some people just want to taste like almost all the 4 or 5 spice, right?
Okay.
And when you put it in your mouth,
Okay.
you kind of taste the first one, okay? The second one. And at the long run, and I'm just telling you, this is real. And at the long run, you are able to choose, this is best, this is good.
Okay.
And that is even multiple. What if it was even one pepper?
Okay.
How would I know that this tastes well?
All right. Thank you so much. That's a good question, and I have a best answer for you.
Okay.
I just want to say before you even have an answer. So now it's being compared to meat.
No, don't get it twisted.
saying.
Hey, let him compare it to meat. However he wants to compare
Guys,
it.
I'm sure I'm speaking your mind today.
No, that's not true.
Let them comment. We want to see your comments.
Okay, comment. Let's see.
So you used the analogy of the meat, or you used the meat as an example.
The
Thank you.
The spice. So have you forgotten
Yeah.
that the meat or the spice is actually open, is exposed? It's not packaged in any way. Hold on.
You've not
But
said.
hold on.
Have you been to? Sorry, Pelumi. Have you been to University of Suya somewhere in Abuja?
No.
You will see package.
No.
Okay.
Never
That's-
been.
that's-
I don't know what that is.
Okay.
So,
So
Okay.
do you go to Walmart, for example, and want to buy
meat.
meat?
Packed steak.
Thank you.
Got you, girl.
Thank you. Want to buy pork steak and then try to taste it.
In the
Why?
store.
So which one has more value? Is it the one that is packed and packaged well with the labeling and barcode and everything? Or the one that is just displayed on the streets where flies and insects and rodents of every kind are pecking on it?
All right.
And
I love this.
You're going somewhere else.
I love this.
No, tell us.
I love this. Now, I love the analogy you also used.
No,
Why I
you-
used mine, you used yours. Perfect. But I want to say this and put it out there. That would it be better I have a good taste outside than going to Walmart, to a well-packaged store, that I don't know what would have, the transformation or what would have transpired before that meat got packaged. And I take that package home, open it for grill, and I discover it's not good. What happens? I take it back. Now, I'm trying to tell you that taking it back is more like a divorce.
Okay, that's
I would rather,
This is getting somewhere.
that's not true.
I would rather,
That is not true.
I don't know if,
That's not
I
true.
mean, please, your comments and your calls will make a lot of sense. Reach us on 317-406-6469. It's getting down now. Let's go.
Okay, so this is the thing.
Okay.
That is why The front is for entertainment and the back is for information, people. That is why when you go to Walmart, they give you the expiry date. They give you information about where the meat is coming from, all right? So you can sensitize yourself, right? Or give yourself much more information about what you're buying. That is why the information is there. But going to the malam by the side of the street, for example, selling meat. I don't even know if it's human meat. Have you heard stories of those malams selling human meat? So I'm telling you, people, do not buy things on the streets. You don't know if it has been infected with different kind of diseases that is not curable. I'm telling you, these things are real. People die from sexually transmitted diseases because they're not protecting themselves. Thank you very much. That is my own stand. I hope I have been able to convince and not confuse you that buying packaged meat is better than going to the malam to get it. Thank you very much.
I see where it's going, but I feel like it's coming with something else. Because what if the same thing happened to the packaged meat?
Okay.
Right?
All right. I hear you out, ladies. Now, what if it's true that the manufacturer has written the expiring date, the shelf? In fact, some of them put the shelf life, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
And a lot of other information. But in the process of production, we've seen, being a quality assurance person, I've seen good products being recalled. Yeah, I've seen good products being recalled for obvious reasons.
Okay.
You might be producing a mass made, and don't get it twisted. Some of these things you see in the store are mass production. They come in mass, and that's why they have what they call batch and SKUs. I'm not taking you into the quality world, but I'm just trying to make you understand some things. And so once it comes in batches, trust me, that means it was under mass production. Anything done under a mass production always have issues. And that's why you will see some of these things getting recalled. Recall for me might become a disengagement, a divorce, so
Or
many.
it could be that a recall means that you're taking yourselves to therapists or to professionals to better fix your situation, and then you get something better out of your relationship. That is what a recall is.
Before this gets heated, let's
why
get
not?
back to topic.
No, we're getting back to it.
Okay.
We're getting back to it. I believe that this is helping us better explain what we're saying. Now, for example, if you go to Walmart and buy a packaged food, there is an opportunity, if it is bad or if what is saying happens, that you get it recalled. Who is going to recall if you buy bad product when you go and buy it from the malam?
So this is how it happens, right?
Who is going to conduct the survey to know that it was
the
bad?
probability of you having a good taste. We're coming back to the real context.
No, we're coming.
I know we're just trying to.
I have facts for you people.
So
I will bring it out.
So when you go to a side malam, as much as I've been privileged to go to very good clean malams, right? I don't settle for less anywhere. Anyway,
I don't know they're clean.
You know, because I've seen them kill these meats, this cow, and sometimes listen to me. I'm talking about my experience. I won't just go to a malam or but even apart from the malam, the street pastries, some of these things happen. What we should just say at this point is that if it works for you, taste. If it doesn't work for you, keep. But I've seen situations in relationships who I lived somewhere around Bagada, West Africa then, and I saw this family. They actually told us, it's not like, that they didn't have any connection throughout the relationship. It was church, and of course, nothing, right? It was, I think the marriage lasted for just 9 months.
That's an exception. That's an exception.
Just listen to me. And 9 months is just 9 months. It is, Belumi, I want us to tell, I want us to be frank.
I have data
and
that proves
tell
what I'm saying is true.
Our viewers out there some of these things.
Let's get right to it.
Okay.
According to the National Survey of Family Growth, they collected the data between 2022 to 2013, and this is their final judgment.
Okay.
That women with 10 or more partners were most likely to divorce, but, within the recent years. So women that has had, or men or women that has had 10 or more partners before they got married were most likely to divorce. Women with 3 to 9 partners were less likely to divorce. And women with 0 to 1 partners were the least likely to divorce.
Okay.
So
let me just say this. I'm not a student of statistics.
Okay.
That's one.
Okay.
And most of the statistics we get out there, they take samples.
From who?
Just a few people.
That's true.
That's not
So
true.
and I'm telling, as much as I told you I'm not a student of statistics, this is what I do. I did it in school, but the reason why I said I'm not a student of statistics is because I don't really believe in it, right? It works sometimes, but in this issue of relationship and marriage, I have seen it. I have seen it all, and I will just tell you the way it is.
If you have had multiple partners before you got married, there's a higher chance that you're going to compare. And if you're going to compare, and what we have talked about on this show, if you remember, that comparison is a thief of what? Of joy.
Of joy.
So if you're comparing what your current partner is doing to all the multiple partners you've had, there's higher chance that you're not going to be satisfied in that marriage. Whatever your man is doing, even though he's doing his best to satisfy you, you will never be satisfied because you're busy looking at what Tom did to you 2013.
All right.
That means there should be boundaries in dating because it's gonna get to where.
That's what I'm saying. Especially if you're the type, which I don't believe in that personally. If you're the type to do what do they call it? Test and trial, or whatever. You're testing waters everywhere. If you're the type to do that, it is advisable to not be intimate, because at the end of the day, once when you're done with your trials and errors, you have ended up with, like he was asking, they're going to ask you about your body counts at the end of the day. You see, those men that are advising you to go ahead and do it, they're the ones that are going to come back at the end of the day and ask you about your body counts. So if you have tested waters with 50 men and you've slept with all those 50 men, just imagine what you're going to be getting yourself into when he asks you that difficult but important question to men: what is your body count?
So, thank you very much, Pelumi. You've spoken your mind. I saw you draw up your facts, which, like I said, I'm not of that school of thought.
Okay.
However, I heard you mention something about multiple
Partners, yeah.
in English. Multiple more than one, right?
Yes, that's correct.
So, if they had 2 relationships. Literally, I don't think there is any marriage in this, or out of 100%, let's say 2% percentage of anyone in a marriage who has never had more than 2 or 3, 4 relationships before they got married. Do you agree with me?
I would say more than one.
Yes. So, in that context,
I wouldn't say 2%, though, but
I'm telling you the truth. We see these things every day unless we don't want to tell ourselves some of these things. But let's go back to the context of what we're talking about. Boundaries. I know we've talked about boundaries, and we're still going to come back to this before we close, because I still have some things I want to say. But one, because of time, we're just going to talk about, we've talked about boundaries in relationships. Let's talk about boundaries in marriages. What do you think, Pelumi?
I don't believe that there should be boundaries in marriage. If both of us, we've agreed
to be partners, I believe we're in a partnership and we should work together. I know that there are certain, I'm a woman, there are certain times or seasons in a marital journey
Yeah.
where even medically sex is not allowed, especially, for example, after you've just given birth. I think they say give 6 weeks or 8 weeks.